Welcome to DF Education Portal. So this is the first chapter of class 10. Okay, that is chemical reactions and equations. Okay, so in your daily life you can observe so many chemical reactions, right? So we can directly get into the main points of this chapter. Okay, so what is a chemical reaction? What is a chemical reaction? How can we represent a chemical reaction? Okay, if you are taking in the first section, you have seen one experiment, right? When we are burning the magnesium ribbon, we are getting ashes as the product, right? So it is actually white in color and we are getting magnesium oxide as the product. Okay, so if you are testing this nature of this magnesium oxide, we can use this litmus paper to identify whether this is acidic or basic. Okay, so actually if we are burning this magnesium ribbon, we are getting the reaction like this, right? We can represent this reaction like this. In word form, we can represent this reaction when magnesium ribbon burns. Okay, so actually how can we write this word equation into a skeletal equation? That means we can actually transform this word equation into a chemical formula, right? So how can we write this word equation into a skeletal formula? By like this, right? Magnesium ribbon. We are taking magnesium ribbon. So within this magnesium ribbon, we will have magnesium. Okay. So when magnesium ribbon burns in air, so what is happening? It is actually reacting with oxygen, right? That is actually magnesium is reacting with oxygen and as an ash we are getting magnesium oxide. Okay. As an ash we are getting magnesium oxide. Okay. So this is magnesium oxide. This is magnesium and this is oxygen which is obtaining from air. So when magnesium ribbon burns, this sentence can be converted into chemical formula by this way. That is Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Okay, so this is actually word equation, word equation. And this form we can call it as skeletal equation. That is the conversion of word equation into chemical formula. We can call this formula as skeletal equation. That is the expression of a chemical experiment by using chemical formula. Okay, that is we are representing an experiment or reaction using chemical formula. We can call it as skeletal equation. Okay, so that's all about word equation and skeletal equation. Okay, so we want to you have studied about the law of conservation of mass in 9th standard, right? So what is law of conservation of mass? What is law of conservation of mass? Law of conservation of mass. Mass can neither be created or nor be destroyed within a reaction, right? So we can say that when we are writing a chemical equation, the number of atoms within the reactant side must be equal to the number of atoms in product side. Okay, so if you are writing a reaction, let's take the case of in the second experiment you have studied that when we are taking sulfuric acid in a beaker, if you are taking sulfuric acid, diluted sulfuric acid and we are adding zinc metal to this, then we are getting bubbles. Okay, so we can write this reaction like this: when zinc metal reacts with sulfuric acid. The chemical formula for sulfuric acid is H2SO4. So when zinc metal is reacted with sulfuric acid, we are getting ZnSO4, zinc sulfate and H2. So this H2 is actually in gaseous form. That's why we can see bubbles when we are doing this experiment, right? So when we are seeing this one, these are reactants. These are reactants. Okay. So when we are taking this arrow mark, this is head. This is head of the arrow and this is the tail. This is the head and this is the tail. Head and this is the tail. So this tail will direct towards the reactant side and the head will point towards product side. This is the products. Okay. So when we are taking this chemical reaction, this tail will direct towards the reactant side and head will direct towards this product side. Okay. So this, if there is presence of two or more reactants, we can represent them by adding addition sign in between the reactants. In case of products also, if we are getting more than one product, we can use this addition symbol to introduce more products under this product side. Okay. So this is actually left hand side of this reaction. So we can represent it like LHS. This is the right hand side of this chemical equation, right? Right hand side. So we can represent it like RHS. Okay. So when we are taking this law of conservation of mass, we must say that the number of elements or number of atoms of this reactant must be equal to the number of atoms of this products. Then only this we can say that this chemical equation is balanced, or that this equation is following the law of conservation of mass. That means the number of atoms in left hand side must be equal to the number of atoms in right hand side. Number of atoms in left hand side must be equal to number of atoms in right hand side. Then we can say that this chemical equation is following law of conservation of mass. Then only we can consider that equation as a perfect equation. Okay. So if we are taking the case of elements of this reaction, here we have one zinc over left hand side, right? So when we are taking this right hand side, here also we have one zinc, one atom of zinc. Okay. What about hydrogen? We have two hydrogen atom over left hand side. Here also we have two hydrogen atom over right hand side. Okay. So we can combinedly take the case of these products. We are taking the whole product and whole reactants. Okay. So when we are taking sulfur, here also we have one atom of sulfur. Here also we have one atom of sulfur. So number of sulfur atom is balanced, number of hydrogen atom is balanced, number of zinc is balanced. What about oxygen? Oxygen, here we have 4 atoms of oxygen. Here also we have 4 atoms of oxygen. Okay. So we can say like this. Elements. Number of atoms in left hand side, number of atoms in right hand side. Okay. So we are taking zinc. How many elements are there? Zinc, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. These are the elements present within this single chemical reaction, right? Zinc, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. Okay. So when we are taking zinc, number of atoms of zinc in left hand side. This is left hand side. This is right hand side. So left hand side we have 1. Here also we have 1. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen we have 2 in left hand side. Right also we have 2. What about sulfur? Here we have 1, 1, 4 and 4. So we can say that within this reaction, number of atoms in left hand side is equal to number of atoms in right hand side. So this chemical equation is actually balanced. Okay, if the equation is not balanced, we want to balance the equation till the number of atoms in left hand side is equal to the number of atoms in right hand side for each elements. Okay, then we can say that that equation is following law of conservation of mass, so that equation is balanced. Okay, here in this case the equation is self-balanced. That means in the single step the number of atoms is almost equal. Not almost, it is actually equal. So we can say that this equation is following law of conservation of mass, or this equation is satisfying law of conservation of mass. Okay, so we can get into the next point, that means balancing of chemical equation. Balancing of chemical equation. Balancing of chemical equation. So let's take the case of iron. Iron, when react with water, we are getting iron oxide and hydrogen. Okay, iron oxide and hydrogen.